Monday, October 13th, 1307. Paris, France. Just before dawn, under the cover of darkness, soldiers move swiftly through the streets, surrounding key buildings across the city, their target. A once powerful organization shrouded in secrecy, the Knights Templar. By sunrise, hundreds of knights are arrested, their properties seized and their leaders taken into custody. Accusations of heresy, corruption, and devil worship spread like wildfire. King Philip IV, desperate for money and power, demands their immediate interrogation. But here's the strange part. When the soldiers searched the Templar headquarters, they didn't find the treasure they expected. No gold, no sacred relics, no documents to explain the inner workings of the order. It was as if the Templars had vanished without a trace, or had hidden their secrets too well. This raid marked the fall of one of the most enigmatic organizations in history, but it also left behind more questions than answers. Where did the Templars come from? How did they rise to power so quickly? And most importantly, what happened to their vast wealth and supposed hidden knowledge after their dramatic fall? The truth behind the Knights Templar is stranger than fiction, and as we dig deeper, their story becomes even more mysterious. The Knights Templar didn't begin as the legendary, mysterious organization they're known as today. Their origins were surprisingly humble. Founded in 1119, the group initially consisted of just 9 knights led by Hugues de Payen, a French nobleman. Their original mission, to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land during the Crusades, a dangerous journey plagued by bandits and rival factions. But within just a few decades, the Templars transformed from a small band of knights into one of the most powerful organizations in Europe. They weren't just warriors, they were monks bound by vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Their combination of military might and religious devotion made them a unique force, one that quickly earned the support of kings, nobles, and even the Pope. By the mid-12th century, the Templars had become more than just a military order. They controlled vast tracts of land, built fortified castles, and managed an extensive network of resources across Europe and the Middle East. They even operated one of the first international banking systems, allowing nobles to deposit money in one region and withdraw it in another. This rapid rise to power left many in awe and others suspicious. How did a small group of knights amass so much wealth and influence in such a short time? And why did they hold such a revered status in society? Some claimed they were divinely chosen, blessed with sacred knowledge or relics that gave them their strength. Others whispered of darker, more secretive practices within the order. By the late 13th century, the Templars had reached the height of their power, but their influence and wealth made them a target. Envious rulers, particularly King Philip IV of France, began to see the Templars not as protectors of the faith, but as a threat to their authority. What secrets were the Templars hiding, and why were they so feared by the most powerful men of their time? To understand the answers, we need to look at the events that led to their shocking downfall. By the early 1300s, the Knights Templar were at the center of European power. But that power came at a cost. Their influence and wealth had drawn the ire of one of Europe's most ambitious and ruthless monarchs, King Philip IV of France. Philip had a serious problem. His kingdom was drowning in debt. The wars he waged and his extravagant spending had emptied the royal treasury. And who held much of France's wealth? The Knights Templar. Their vast banking network, combined with their tax-exempt status granted by the Pope, made them a tempting target. But Philip couldn't simply take their wealth. The Templars were protected by the Church. Their reputation as holy warriors made them nearly untouchable, that is, until Philip devised a plan to bring them down. On Friday, October 13th, 1307, Philip launched a coordinated attack. Across France, Templar knights were arrested en masse. The charges: heresy, blasphemy, and even devil worship. The accusations were shocking: secret rituals, spitting on the cross, and worshipping a mysterious idol known only as Baphomet. Under torture, some Templars confessed, fueling Philip's propaganda machine. But the evidence was flimsy at best, and many questioned the truth behind these allegations. Was this a genuine crackdown on corruption, or a calculated move to seize power and wealth? Here's the twist. While Philip captured hundreds of knights, their vast treasure, the gold, the relics, and the secrets, was nowhere to be found. Did the Templars hide it before the raids? And if so, where did it go? As the Templars faced trial and execution, the mystery of their lost fortune began to take on a life of its own. But that wasn't the only secret the Order left behind. As Philip IV and Pope Clement V dismantled the Templar Order, the world assumed the Knights' story had come to an end. But behind the scenes, something strange was happening. Reports began to surface of Templar knights fleeing to other parts of Europe. In Scotland, where papal influence was weaker, rumours spread of Templars aiding Robert the Bruce in his fight for independence. In Portugal, the order was said to have rebranded itself as the Order of Christ, continuing its operations under a different name. And then there's the question of their relics. The Templars were famously associated with the Holy Grail and other sacred artifacts. Some historians suggest they may have been the keepers of ancient knowledge or objects with extraordinary power. Could these relics have been smuggled out of France before the raids? But here's where the story gets even stranger. Many modern secret societies, from the Freemasons to the Illuminati, claim ties to the Templars. Whether these connections are real or fabricated is a matter of debate, but the symbolism is undeniable. The Templar cross, their cryptic rituals, and their philosophy of loyalty and secrecy continue to inspire speculation. Could the Templars have survived in the shadows, influencing history from behind the scenes? And if they did, what secrets might they still be guarding? The answers remain elusive. And as we dive deeper, the Templars' legacy only becomes more mysterious. So what really happened to the Knights Templar and their secrets? To begin answering this question, we need to revisit the two most tantalizing aspects of their story: the lost treasure and their alleged survival in the shadows. Let's start with the treasure. Many historians believe the Templars anticipated King Philip's attack. Documents suggest that in the days leading up to the infamous arrests of October 13, 1307, large quantities of gold and artifacts were secretly transported from Templar strongholds in Paris. Witness accounts hint at heavily guarded wagons leaving the city under cover of darkness, heading toward destinations unknown. One popular theory suggests the treasure was taken to the port of La Rochelle, where the Templars had a fleet of ships. From there it may have been transported to Scotland, Portugal, or even as far as the New World, centuries before Columbus. And what about the order itself? While it's true that many Templars were executed, there's compelling evidence that the organization didn't completely vanish. In Portugal, for example, the Templars were rebranded as the Order of Christ, which later played a significant role in the Age of Exploration. Some historians argue that this allowed the Templars to continue their mission, operating under a new name. Then there's Scotland. The Templar presence there is shrouded in mystery, but many believe they found refuge with Robert the Bruce, who had been excommunicated by the Pope. Legends claim that Templar knights fought alongside Scottish forces at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314, helping secure a pivotal victory. But perhaps the most intriguing possibility is the idea that the Templars survived not as a military order, but as a secret society. Groups like the Freemasons claim to trace their origins to the Templars, citing shared symbols, rituals, and philosophies. While these connections remain speculative, they raise an interesting question. If the Templars did survive, what purpose might they have served in the centuries that followed? Despite the evidence, one thing remains clear. The Templars didn't disappear without a trace. Their influence, whether direct or indirect, is woven into the fabric of history. But did they really hide their treasure and knowledge to safeguard it for future generations? Or was their legacy simply distorted by myth and conspiracy? The answers might lie in the final clues we've uncovered. Let's explore those in the next section. The story of the Knights Templar remains one of history's greatest mysteries. While we may never have definitive answers, the evidence and theories surrounding their fate point to a legacy far more complex than we were led to believe. Let's revisit the key questions. First, what happened to the treasure? Theories abound, but the most compelling evidence points to its disappearance being no accident. Whether it ended up in Scotland, Portugal, or even buried beneath famous landmarks like Rosslyn Chapel, the treasure's true location remains unknown. If it was more than gold, ancient relics, or sacred knowledge, its secrecy makes even more sense. The Templars may have hidden it not for themselves, but to protect it from falling into the wrong hands. Second, did the Templars survive? The answer appears to be yes, at least in spirit. The Order of Christ in Portugal is a strong candidate for their direct continuation. In Scotland, their alleged involvement with Robert the Bruce has left a lasting cultural imprint, with Templar symbols still found in Scottish sites today. The links to secret societies like the Freemasons raise even more questions. Did the Templars evolve into a network of shadowy organizations, influencing major historical events from behind the scenes? Or is this connection simply a myth born of their enigmatic legacy? Third, what is their hidden legacy? Beyond the treasure and conspiracy theories, the Templars' legacy lives on in ways that are far less mysterious but just as profound. They were pioneers of banking and finance, innovators of military tactics, and champions of religious and cultural preservation. Their story reminds us how power, faith, and fear can intertwine to shape history. But here's the real question. Why does the mystery of the Templars still captivate us? Is it their dramatic rise and fall, their alleged secrets, or the possibility that they're still out there watching from the shadows? The truth is, the Templars are as much an idea as they are a historical group. They symbolize loyalty, courage, and mystery, all wrapped in an enduring enigma, and perhaps that's why their story will never truly end. Let us know in the comments what you think. Did the Templars' secrets die with them, or are they still shaping history in ways we can't see? And if you enjoyed this dive into their hidden legacy, don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories and historical mysteries.